If you remember from last time, the door was slammed open. Now the door was slammed open, Eragon rolled around, ready for more trouble. In stomped Horst, a hulking man. Sloane's daughter, Katrina, a tall girl of 16, trailed behind him, with a determined expression. Eragon was surprised to see her. She usually absented herself from any arguments involving her father. Sloane glanced at them warily, then started to accuse Eragon. "He won't." "Quiet! Quiet!" announced Horst in a rumbling voice, cracking his knuckles at the same time. "Quiet! It's hard to crack knuckles with holding a book." He was Carvajal's smith, as his thick neck and scarred leather upon apron attested. His powerful arms were bare to the elbow, a great expanse of hairy muscular chest was visible through the top of his shirt. A black beard, carelessly trimmed, rolled and nodded like his jaws muscles. "Sloane, what have you done now?" "Nothing." He gave Eragon a murderous gaze, then spat. "This boy came in here and started badgering me. I asked him to leave, but he won't budge. I even threatened him, and he still ignored me." Sloane seemed to shrink as Horst looked at him. "Is this true?" demanded the smith. "No," replied Eragon. "I offered the stone as payment for some meat, and he accepted it. When I told him that I found it in the spine, he refused to even touch it. What difference does it make where it came from?" Horst looked at the stone curiously, then returned his attention to the butcher. "Why won't you trade with him, Sloane? I've no love for the spine myself, but if it's a question of the stone's worth, I'll back it with my own money." The question hung in the air for a moment. Then Sloane licked his lips and said, "This is my own store. I can do whatever I want." Katrina stepped out from behind Horst, tossed back her aberrant hair like a spray of molten copper. "Psh! Ah! Molten copper on me! Father, Eragon is willing to give payment. Father, Eragon is willing to give payment. He's willing to pay. Give him the meat, and then we can have supper." Sloane's eyes narrowed dangerously. "Go back to the house. This is none of your business." "I said go!" Katrina's face hardened, and then she marched out of the room with a stiff back. Eragon watched with disapproval, but dared not interfere. Horst tugged at his beard before saying reproachfully, "Fine, you can deal with me. What were you going to get, Eragon?" His voice reverberated through the room. As much as I could." Horst pulled out his purse, counted out a pile of coins. Give me your best roasts and steaks. Make sure that it's enough to fill Eragon's pack." The butcher hesitated, his gaze darting between Horst and Eragon. "Not selling to me would be a very bad idea." So far in this book, people who agree with Eragon are good guys, and people who disagree with Eragon, or, I just saw wrinkles on my face. Okay, or, don't like him so much, are bad guys. Great book. Glowing venomously, Sloane slipped into the back room. A frenzy of chopping, rapping, and low cursing reached them. After several uncomfortable minutes, he returned with an armful of wrapped meat. His face was expressionless as he accepted Horst's money, then proceeded to clean his knife, pretending that they were not there. Horst scooped up the meat and walked outside. Eragon hurried behind him, carrying his pack and the stone. The crisp night air rolled over their faces, refreshing after the stuffy shop. "Thank you, Horst. Uncle Garrow will be pleased." Horst laughed quietly. "Don't thank me. Ho, ho, ho. Don't thank me. I've wanted to do that for a long time. Sloane's a vicious troublemaker. See? If he disagrees with Eragon, he's a bad guy. It does him good to be humbled. Katrina heard what was happening and ran to fetch me. Good thing I came. You two were almost at blows. Unfortunately, I doubt he'll serve you or any of your family next time you go in there, even if you do have coins." "Why did he explode like that? We've never been friendly, but he's always taken our money, and I've never seen him treat Katrina that way," said Eragon, opening the top of his pack. Horst shrugged. "Ask your uncle. He knows more about it than I do." Eragon stuffed the meat into his pack. "Well, now I have one more reason to hurry home, to solve this mystery. Here, this is rightfully yours." proffered the stone. Horse troubled. No, you keep your strange rock. As for payment, Albert plans to leave for Feinster next spring. He wants to become a master smith, and I'm going to need an assistant. You can come and work off the debts on your spare days. Eragon bowed slightly, delighted. Horst had two sons, Albert and Baldur, both of whom worked in his forge. Taking one's place was a generous offer. Thank you. I look forward to working with you. He was glad that there was a way for him to pay Horst. His uncle would never accept charity. Then Eragon remembered what his cousin had told him before. He had left on the hunt. Rowan wanted me to give Katrina a message, but since I can't, can you get it to her? Of course. See, now Eragon was going out of town for a few days, and Rowan told Eragon to tell Katrina a message from Rowan. Let me see which message. Of course. He wants her to know that he'll come into town as soon as the merchants arrive and that he'll see her then. That's all? Eragon was slightly embarrassed. No, he also wants her to know that she's the most beautiful girl he has ever seen and that he thinks of her of nothing else. Okay, so this is how the exchange went. Or something like that. Rowan was to Eragon. Eragon, I need you to tell Katrina something that I think about her every day. And Eragon's like, but I'm going out of town, so you really want me to do this? And he was like, yes, I do. But Eragon was like, why can't you tell her yourself? Because Rowan was like, that's too embarrassing. Then Eragon is out in the forest hunting. Then nothing happens. Then he goes back to the city, and then he talks to Sword, and he was like, oh my god, I forgot to tell Katrina that Rowan thinks about her every day or something. So I'll just tell Horst. So he tells Horst, and now Horst was like, so you want me to tell Katrina that Rowan told you to tell me that he thinks about her every day? And Eragon's like, yeah. Wait, why did I give Horst Eragon's voice? Anyways, so then Horst tells Katrina something, and it's like Chinese whispers, and it might get really messed up. We've really gotta hurry. Horst's face broke into a broad grin, then he winked at Eragon. Getting serious, isn't he? Yes, sir, Eragon answered with a quick smile. Could you also give her my thanks? It was nice of her to stand up to her father for me. I hope that she isn't punished because of it. Mama would be furious if I got her into trouble. I wouldn't worry about it. Sloane doesn't know that she called me, so I doubt she'll be too hard on her. Before you go, will you sup with us? I'm sorry, but I can't. Garrow is expecting me, said Eragon. Tying up the top of his back, he hoisted into his back and started down the road, raising his hand in farewell. So he just goes like, bye, horse. Goodbye. That's my goodbye to you. I'm not even gonna look at you, even though you bought me my knees. Okay, The meat slowed him down, but he was eager to be home, and renewed vigor filled his steps. The village ended abruptly, and he left its warm light behind. The pearlescent moon peeked over the mountains, bathing the land in a ghostly reflection of daylight. Everything looked bleached and flat. That's the end for this part. Watch the rest of this chapter, which is another, page. Why is this chapter so long?